A galaxy spins through space, looking calm and stable. Its spiral arms hold their shape. Its stars remain in place. Nothing appears to be flying apart. Then the measurements arrive. Vera Rubin studies stars far from the bright center of a galaxy, out near the edge where visible matter becomes thin. She tracks how fast those distant stars are moving. The expectation seems simple. With less visible material pulling on them, those stars should slow down. They do not. The outer stars keep moving far faster than the visible gravity should allow. That creates an immediate problem. A star moving too fast is a star that should escape. Enough stars moving too fast should begin tearing the galaxy apart. Yet the galaxy remains intact. The structure holds. The stars continue their paths as if some additional force is keeping everything bound together. The observation refuses to fit the picture people thought they understood. The stars are visible. The motion is visible. The stability is visible. But whatever is providing the missing gravity is not. The easiest explanation is that the first measurement was wrong. A faulty instrument, a calculation error, a bad observation. Find the mistake, fix the numbers, and the galaxy behaves normally again. So astronomers look elsewhere. They measure another galaxy. The same problem appears. Then another. Then another. What should have been a single anomaly starts following them from galaxy to galaxy. Different shapes, different sizes, different locations in space. The pattern keeps arriving first. Stars near the outer edges continue moving too fast for the visible matter inside those galaxies to hold them in place. The expected slowdown never arrives. The problem is no longer staying isolated. Each new observation removes another escape route. If one galaxy shows the effect, perhaps it is unusual. If many galaxies show the same effect, the explanation can no longer hide inside a measurement error. The contradiction is now visible everywhere researchers look. Galaxies that should be shedding stars remain stable. Systems that appear to lack enough visible gravity continue holding together as if an unseen part of the calculation is being included automatically. Every new galaxy removes another place for the explanation to hide, and with every new galaxy measured, the same possibility becomes harder to avoid. The problem is no longer inside the observations, the problem belongs to the galaxies themselves. Something is controlling their motion, and the visible matter is not enough to explain it. Astronomers begin testing a different idea. Instead of changing the measurements, they change the galaxy. They add an unseen source of gravity around the galaxy and run the calculations again. For the first time, the runaway stars stop looking like they are about to leave. The outer regions settle into place. The prediction finally lands on top of the observation. The mismatch that kept appearing from galaxy to galaxy begins to disappear. The stars stay where they are observed to be. The outer edge stops trying to fly apart. The galaxy finally behaves the way the sky says it should. The new picture is strange. The bright spiral galaxy people can see is no longer the entire structure. It sits inside something larger that does not shine, does not glow, and does not appear in telescopes the way stars do. Yet when that invisible mass is included, the motions finally make sense. The missing gravity is no longer missing. For the first time, the crisis seems solved. The stars stay where they are. The galaxies hold together. The solution feels convincing. A hidden structure surrounding galaxies seems capable of explaining the mystery. But a new question immediately follows. If these invisible halos are real, how far do they extend beyond the stars people can actually see? The idea feels manageable at first. A galaxy needs extra gravity. Add an invisible component, the stars stay bound, the motions make sense. The crisis appears contained. Then, astronomers begin estimating how much invisible mass is actually required. Each new estimate pushes the invisible structure farther outward. What first seemed like a supporting addition starts expanding far beyond the visible galaxy itself. The bright spiral arms remain where they have always been. The glowing stars still dominate every photograph. but the calculations point somewhere else. The visible galaxy is no longer the largest thing in the system. A much larger, invisible structure surrounds it. The bright galaxy people recognize begins shrinking into a smaller and smaller fraction of the whole picture. As estimates improve, the balance begins to shift. The hidden component is not contributing a little extra gravity around the edges. It is providing most of the mass needed to hold the galaxy together. That realization changes the picture completely. The stars still shine, the gas still glows, the familiar spiral shape still fills telescope images. But those visible features no longer appear to be the primary structure. They begin to look more like the illuminated center of something much larger, extending far beyond what can be directly seen. The galaxy has not changed. The definition of the galaxy has. What people once thought was the main object now occupies only the bright inner region. Surrounding it is a vast, invisible framework that contains most of the system's mass and determines how the galaxy moves. The visible galaxy remains the part people recognize. The hidden structure becomes the part that matters most. The idea feels distant until astronomers apply the same calculations closer to home. They map the motion of the galaxy we live in. The result does not break the pattern. The Milky Way requires the same kind of massive invisible halo. The pattern does not stop at distant galaxies. It reaches all the way here. The familiar band of stars stretching across the night sky remains visible. The glowing center remains visible. Every star, nebula, and cloud people associate with our galaxy remains exactly where it was before. But the picture changes around them. The visible Milky Way no longer appears to be the entire object. It occupies the bright inner region of a much larger structure, extending far beyond what can be directly seen. The hidden framework used to explain distant galaxies is not something happening elsewhere. It is not a feature belonging to remote systems across the universe. It is part of our own environment. What began as an attempt to explain a few stars moving too fast ends with a complete redefinition of what a galaxy is. The stars are not the main structure. They are the illuminated center. Everything visible belongs to something much larger that cannot be seen directly. One of the largest structures in the universe is wrapped around our galaxy right now. The sun moves inside it. Earth moves inside it. And every human being who has ever lived has spent their entire life inside it.